As a big corporation, we're very concerned about our brand, our reputation, as well as our giving. So as giving and as employee engagement become wrapped up in what Heather described as a corporate responsibility strategy, there's a lot of tension in the system. You know, do those activities serve the brand of the company, which isn't just up for grabs, or does it serve the interests of the employees per se? So what kind of advice would you give about how to create that balance where a company may want to designate a handful of things to do because that's part of the brand that's trying to build, and you have employees who obviously are maybe engaged in other activities but expect the support, as Mark suggested?
I would almost argue that if you can't find things that can do both, then I would question whether the piece you always pursued or one always pursued as the corporate strategy or the brand aspect of it, if it doesn't resonate with your people, I would question that piece of it. To me, it really is this sweet spot. I have probably dozens of hand drawings, scraps of paper on my desk of this Venn diagram that I draw over and over again with the employee piece, the community piece, and the firm piece, and keep trying to find that sweet spot of, you know, will it resonate with all three stakeholder groups? And it doesn't mean that everything has to fit into that. There's always going to be other stuff, but if you can't find a strong enough center, then I think it's a bigger strategy discussion for the business around, you know, why isn't our brand aligned?
I think that's a generational change that companies face. I do think that, you know, we have come from a historical corporate philanthropy practice where it's a fairly, you know, as you say, a CEO might have a particular cause they're associated with, and, you know, that's, or some companies and nonprofits that company supports. And I think you can't underestimate the significance of that. So probably the sweet spot is that it can't be an either or trade-off. You know, just the group of charities that employees might support, or just the ones that the executive group wants to support. I think thinking about it in terms of risk management, reputation management, for an executive level is one way of looking at it, so that for the CEO and that executive group, they may have long ties. That's a very important supporter group to them, perhaps those nonprofits that they have supported. So they may need to keep those connections for the good of the business as well as their own personal relationships. Maybe not at the level, maybe they could find a way to contract it a little bit and expand into another area. So I think if it's viewed in a broader context of reputation management and going forward, and, you know, and then as executive levels change, probably there will be sort of a shift perhaps to this more employee-based or customer-based philanthropy focus.